All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday watch list. Last week, we had a lot of economic data. We had Jerome Powell speaking on Friday, talked about cutting interest rates in September, which ended up closing the market bullish. We did get a sell-off midweek, which made us look pretty bearish. So I'm gonna be covering some of the levels I'll be watching right now, but starting off with economic data. We have nothing crazy going on this week. Tuesday, we have consumer confidence at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's important to be watching that. And then nothing until Thursday, which is GDP. And then Friday, also Thursday, initial jobless claims before market opens. And then Friday, PCE before market opens. So much. And then also consumer sentiment Friday as well. So those are the main economic events I'll be paying attention to for the week. Starting off with SPY. Right, some of the key levels that I'm going to be grabbing, I have this trend line here that goes from here to here. Still on an uptrend, so you can see that on Thursday, we caught a pretty aggressive sell-off and we held a key level though. We held this key level from back here. This is demand at 556. When we get below it, look how I use it as a rejection level and then even a rejection level here. And then we come back and we fall right into demand. Even though on the daily chart, it did look like a bearish engulfing, it didn't fully engulf the previous candle, as you could see, right? It didn't fully engulf this bullish hammer because it would have had to close below that. Now, this is almost like a bullish harami at this point because a bullish harami, if you guys don't know what a bullish harami is, this is what it looks like. They call it like the pregnant lady candle. It is when there's a smaller green candle inside of the bigger red candle. And then let's go back to here. You guys will see that this is a smaller green candle inside of the bigger red candle. But we are pushing towards all-time highs, right? You can see we held that level very well. So two key points to pay attention to is going to be that 556 level this week for either bounces or break and retest below, as well as this all-time high. This all-time high is a rejection level. Look at the type of reaction we got off of it last time. But if we break above 565, I will be using it as a break and retest level for room up. The next psychological level is going to be 570, and that will be my target if we do break and retest those. So trading at highs is a little bit more tricky because we don't have much levels to go off of. But that is my game plan with SPY, just keeping it overall pretty simple. Focusing on those two levels, don't want to get caught up in between. So yeah, pay attention to those key levels that have bigger reactions. Here we have QQQ. So with QQQ, very similar. Look, I'll clear the chart. Let's go to the daily. QQQ definitely was a bearish engulfing as it engulfed these previous two candles and it rejected pretty aggressively from here. It's 484 to 485 area. Pretty big rejection, but we literally same thing as SPY. We fell right into a big level of demand, which was back here. Notice how every time we come here, we catch an aggressive bounce and then I'll go to the 4-hour chart and you'll be able to see that this is a aggressive bounce area from back here, 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 and then big rejection here, bounce here, bounce here. So because even though we sold off aggressively, this key level held up very well. On the daily chart, we also have a candle inside of here. So it's going to be very important for me to be patient this week and wait for either the 485 level to break above or this 474 level to break below, because I don't want to get caught up trading inside. There can be multiple inside bars here, and I have to be patient. Anything can happen in this scenario, but we have to be patient and wait for one of these levels. If we do get a break above the 485 area, I'll be waiting for a break and retest, and the next level is going to be this 489 to 490 area. You can see that there is a rejection here, but when we break above, notice how we use it as support here and support here. So it's important to wait for these two levels. I don't want to get caught up in between. If we break below the 474, then we have room to 471 and then 467. That would be my target to the downside. If we keep going lower, right, like 461 and then 455. But I am kind of leaning more towards the upside right now. The reasoning why is because a lot of the tech names are looking a little bit stronger, like Nvidia. So if I go to heading into the individual watch list now, that is what I'll be watching for cues. Pretty simple, basic levels. Keeping a very close eye on those levels. On the daily chart, if we get a break and hold above the 490, we have room up to 493. There is a gap fill up to 493. But going into individual tickers now, here we have Nvidia. You guys will see very similar scenarios, like we have a bearish engulfing here. But what did we do? We fell right into a level of demand, which was this 125 level here. Look, this was resistance back here, support back here, support back here. And we fell a little bit below it, but we ended up reclaiming and rallying all the way back up into the top of that. So the range is 130, 125. Those are the two key levels to watch on Nvidia, because look how it just keeps going back and forth. Look, 130, 125, 130, 125, back at 130. What happens here? That is what we have to wait for. Do we get a clean break above 130, 131? If it does, then we have room up into 136. Right? That is what, let me see if I could draw a trend line from here to here. Okay, it doesn't look like it respected it very well. Anyways, so that is my watch on Nvidia. If it gets a clean break and hold above 131, if it keeps rejecting 131, 130, expect to push back down to 125. On the smaller time frame, like the hourly, this looks like it could be like a left shoulder ahead. And if we potentially end up getting like a right shoulder and holding, oh, actually, Nvidia has earnings this week. That's gonna be huge this week. I can't like that is gonna be August. That is gonna be Wednesday. So maybe the premiums and the contract prices on this are gonna be not maybe it is the contracts are going to be a little bit more expensive on this name because of that. That's gonna be one of the biggest things to pay attention to this week. Nvidia earnings that can either bring the market up or bring the market down. From a chart perspective, those are the two key levels I'd pay attention to. And then push to highs is probably where it can head towards. My second favorite setup of the week is going to be Tesla. You can see something very similar had happened here with this bearish engulfing. But we came into a key level as well. If I'm looking at Tesla and I want to identify like what is the trend, notice how we were on a downtrend here and we happened to break above it. And this was the retest of that downtrend. 210 is a key level from back here as well. Notice how this was demand here and we caught a bounce. And notice how it ended up respecting this level very well on the sell-off Thursday. And it got picked up very, very well from it. Now, what kind of trend are we on? We have a low, higher low, higher low. And we kind of like reclaimed even move it to there if I want, but we even like reclaimed this area here. So we held 210. As long as we're above 210, this to me looks like an inverse head and shoulders as well. Here we have a left, and not all inverse head and shoulders are going to be picture perfect like the Google example. If you were to Google it, in inverse head and shoulders, you'll see something like this. If you were to Google an inverse head and shoulders, it looks like this, like where it's perfect, and then the neckline is just straight. Sometimes they won't always be like that. Sometimes the necklines can be slanted, right? They're not always picture perfect. In this scenario, the neckline of this would be kind of like slanted like this, right? But this could still be a left shoulder here, the head, a right shoulder, and this would be the neckline. So I'll be watching Tesla above this 225, 228. If we happen to get a clean break and hold above that, we have room up to 231 to 234. So like this area here. 233 to 235. Those will be my targets on Tesla. If this holds, we get a clean break and hold above here. That is my target. The nearest bounce area will be 220, 219 as well. Or 210. If 210 holds, it can continue to push higher, but I will most likely be watching these levels up here and the 220 for a push higher. That is going to be my analysis on Tesla. This thing doesn't have earnings till, yeah, we should be good for now. Okay, my next favorite setup is going to be Starbucks. I'm already positioned in this trade. I kind of covered this in the last Sunday watch list, but it's been taking its time to play out, right? Because of, let's look at this. This is what you call inside bars, where there is multiple candles inside of this big previous candle. There is one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, now 8 candles inside of this bigger candle. Overall, I think Starbucks is still bullish because if you look at this on the 4-hour chart, it just looks like a nice bull flag. It's just been consolidating. The longer it consolidates, the bigger the move could be when we get the breakout of the consolidation. So you can see that this area here has been holding this 92 area, held up 3 times, one, two, three, and we finally got the breakout on Friday. So I've been paying attention to this. We got the breakout of 93 on Friday, and I took a break and retest above 93 here, and I'm just riding this move up. So my targets on this is going to be the top of the flag, which is going to be around 95 to 96. If we do end up showing a lot of strength and get above that 96, I could see us getting to 97, 98, pretty much every dollar up, 99, because there is touches every dollar up on this. Here, here, and even here. So those are the next targets on this name. I really do like this setup. It's gonna be one of my top watches for the week. And one more name that I do like is Lowe's. This showed a lot of relative strength on Friday. Stronger than if I go to Finviz, you guys will see. Lowe's surprisingly was very strong. Where is it at? Lowe's. Here it is, right? 4%, it was up on Friday, so it's showing a lot of relative strength. We broke above a key level, which was this 249 area to 247. We broke and closed above it. So I will be watching this level for a retest to see if it holds for continuation back to the upside. Lowe's is a slow mover, so I'd probably buy some time, but the next strike price isn't until like 255. I think this looks like a good risk reward ratio. Setup, it'll look something like this, or something like this. So I'll definitely be interested in this trade. Other than that, that is going to be the Sunday watch list. Make sure to join the broadcast channel for updates every morning, and like, comment, share the video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.